everyone, I'm Jess, and I'm the content manager here at Course Report. Course Report is the resource to help you find the best coding bootcamp for you. You can use the Course Report website to research the best coding bootcamps all over the world. Plus, we share Q&As with bootcamp alumni, so folks who have actually gone to bootcamps and gotten jobs after graduating, as well as videos with team members at bootcamps just like this one. So career services and mentorship is such an important part of a coding bootcamp experience. Some might even say that a bootcamp isn't really a coding bootcamp unless their students are getting jobs in tech after they graduate. And that obviously takes a lot of work and dedication from the student and from the career services team at the bootcamp. So today I'm speaking with Denise Shines, the Director of Career Services at TrueCoders, which is a bootcamp based in Alabama, but also offers an online bootcamp to learn a bit more about the career guidance that TrueCoders students can expect. So Denise, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today about TrueCoders. You have so much experience in career mentorship. So,
well, thank you.
so like in your role as the Director of Career Services at TrueCoders, how are you supporting the TrueCoders students?
Oh, wow. So many ways. I serve as counselor, friend, confidant, confidence builder, help with job search, all of that. Inspiring them, teaching them how to, become the complete package to present themselves for a position. So all that wrapped up in a bundle.
That's so much good stuff. And like, what is the goal for TrueCoders graduates? Is your team expecting graduates to land those junior developer roles, entry-level roles, or are some graduates also going on to get like senior type roles or even become entrepreneurs?
Oh, well, all of the above. Our students are so many and different and varied. Some of them already have previous coding experience, so we get those. We get some who've gone to college, got a university degree in computer science, and they're like, I don't know anything. We have those. We have some who have absolutely no development experience whatsoever. So we have a wide range of students that come to our academy, and we love all of them. And so most go on to get junior development roles, entry-level roles. So we want, we accept all students and we try to help them to land a role. That is the sole purpose of TrueCoders, is to help people change their lives. Because, it's a different climate now. It's totally different climate. So we have to adjust. And so that's what we're doing. We're pivoting, trying to help as many people as possible to, achieve their dream of being a developer, working remotely or in person.
And at a high level, what kinds of career services can students expect from TrueCoders? I realize it's probably a very long list, but just like in general, what can they get?
Well, I offer so many different types of avenues. Resume, teaching them how to write a resume, teaching them how to format their LinkedIn profile, teaching them about personal branding, we even do mock interviews. I talk about the top 10 interview questions, these type of things, so that they're more prepared and more confident, in their interviews. And then we do practice interview sessions, right? And then after that, we teach them how to network. We teach them how to use all these tools to put themselves together the whole point is they have to realize you're marketing yourself to an employer. So if you don't realize that, you just, oh, here's my resume and right. No, that's not what it is anymore. It's totally different. You can't really walk into a building and see someone. Now you have to find people online. So we teach them how to be able to do that and to land the job that they want.
When does career services begin at the TrueCoders Bootcamp? Is it towards the end of the program or is it throughout the entire program?
No. It starts week one. Week one, I start that first class, which is on resume writing. And so that's the thing. If they're already ready, they don't have to get ready. So, I tell them, pull out your resume, dust it off. Let's look at it, right? Let's take the time. And we're going to, and every week I want you to add to it, take away, add to it, take away. So it's a constant process. So most students, I encourage them, the question is always asked, when can I start applying for jobs? And I say, as soon as you have that aha moment, when you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing, this makes sense, that's when you need to apply for a job. So for some people, that's week 5, that's week 6, week 7, week 8. It doesn't matter. As long as you understand what you're doing, you can apply for jobs. And that's what we encourage them to do. And many of our students have landed jobs before graduation, have interviews at graduation. So, we're excited about that. So that's how it works here.
That's awesome. And has your team had to like update any of the career prep resources just in response to the job market since COVID-19 began last year?
We were an in-person school. After COVID, we're totally online. All of our classes are virtual and Zoom. So we have students from all across the country, all across the nation, you know what I'm saying, outside the country. So we have been working at an online pace ever since. So everything we do is based around the fact that, okay, I'm not going to see you in person. How can I make that work? How do I make that work for my job search? So everything we do has been with that in mind. So no, we haven't had to change. I just keep updating my information. I try to keep getting new and fresh and the latest information, but no, we haven't had to change because what we're doing works.
And obviously, this has been a super unpredictable year, to say the least. So, have you seen TrueCoders students like still landing jobs even in this strange sort of job market just over the past year and a half?
Oh, absolutely. We get constant updates. I try to stay in contact with the students. That's something we try to do, but they have to give us their feedback too, but they're constantly coming back. Hey, I just got a job. We just had a post the other day, another student landed a job, but it's the work that they put in. It's not just taking the boot camp. It's not just getting the information. They have to actually do the work. If they do the work, they will land a job. And that's it. But you have to do the work. You can't be like, oh, I got this information, the job gonna fall in my lap. No, it does not work that way. You have to put in the work. And if you do all the things that we encourage you to do, you will land a position.
Have you noticed that if employers are asking for sort of new either programming languages, tech skills, or even soft skills?
Most employers who are willing to work with entry-level developers have they say the exact same thing. And I tell my students this all the time. They want someone with a good attitude. And they're not even asking for skill set. That's not even the first thing they want. The first thing they want is a good attitude, somebody who's willing to learn, who's open and who's willing to learn new things, to accept change. And then the third thing is skill, right? Because they're like, oh, we can teach them that. But if we have someone with a good attitude, that's most important because you're pliable. You're someone that they can, oh, hey, we're scrapping that. Let's try something different, right? Okay, yeah, let's try it. I want to learn. I want to do. And if you have that type of attitude, going into a junior development role, you'll be fine. But if you're like, you can't tell me nothing, I know everything. We don't need, you hurting yourself. So that is the most important thing that employers want is a good attitude.
And along those lines, I feel like you started answering this, but in your opinion, how important are those soft skills in a tech career and especially in that tech job interview?
It is very important. When you can show an employer that you're enthusiastic, you're excited about what you're learning and what you're doing and the things you've learned and how you would love to bring that to them, they love it. That works every single time. When you can say, hey, yeah, I'm doing this right? But you have to be able to communicate that to an employer. A lot of times, most coders are introverts. So that's why I'm the total opposite, trying to pull people out. Come on, I know you can talk. Open your mouth, get excited, right? I need you to show a little bit of enthusiasm. So, that's that confidence building. I've had so many students who are just so super, super smart, but they don't like to talk. They turn their cameras off and they just kind of stay in the backgrounds, but their work is amazing. And so I just have to keep pulling it and like it's in you. You have this skill. So you have to have soft skills. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to talk to people and you have to be able to be on camera. I'm like, and I told them, no employer is going to hire you and not be able to see you. It's not possible. I can't pay you the big bucks if I've never seen you. I pass you on the street, wouldn't know who you were. It just doesn't make sense. So you need to get comfortable being on camera, talking to other people. And you don't have to talk all the time, but you need to be able to communicate what you're doing so that y'all can continue to work as a team and function and get the job done.
So, what sort of advice do you have for students about creating that online presence, especially in the job market now where everything is online? What are your tips for that LinkedIn profile or the website?
Well, there are a couple of things. Number one is know your brand. So And this is something I tell encourage my students to do. It's an actual class. We have a class on personal branding. And one of the things I do first in that class is Google your name. If you Google your name and you see things that you don't want anybody else to see, you need to shut it down immediately. You need to actively work on creating a brand that shows what you are, who you are, and what you're trying to be. So you need to see what you represent, what your brand stands for, but you also need to get active on social media, on LinkedIn, create a website if you want, your profile, all these things need to represent the person who you are, who you want to be, right? So that way people can find you, they can see you, they can see, oh, they type in developer, they should be able to see your name.
And kind of along those lines, so many of the bootcamp students that we speak with and at TrueCoders as well, they are the career changers. So what are your tips for people who are just going from one career, pivoting into tech? How can they incorporate that past work experience or education experience into this next tech career?
It really depends upon what they're coming from. Normally, like we had one student, my first person to get a job, I was so proud of him. The first student I worked with, he worked at a printing press, had nothing to do with coding or tech in any way. But he landed an awesome interview with an amazing company. And he landed a great job that just like tripled, quadrupled his salary. He had never seen that amount of money ever in his life. The thing is this, my goal is always this: you need to figure out where it is you want to be. And I always say, apply for the job you want. Don't just say, oh, well, I'll just go here and do this and kind of ease my way. No, no, no. If this is what you want to do, you need to actively pursue the position you want, but you need to stay on that. Don't hop and skip and jump. Okay, I'm gonna apply for this and I'm gonna apply for this and I'm gonna apply for, no, you need to figure out, okay, what do I like the most? And then stick with that. Apply for those type of positions only. It's going to make your job search so much easier, and it'll be easier for you to land a position in that area.
So TrueCoders teaches web development as well as software engineering, and they're separate programs. For the graduates of those programs, are like the web development bootcamp students just getting web developer jobs, and the software engineering students are just getting software engineer roles, or is there some trading back and forth?
It doesn't work that way. They can do front end or back end. It depends. Again, it goes back to what do you like to do? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you want to do? So they're developing the skills. That's the thing about our instructors. They're some of the best. Let me just say that first of all. But the thing is, they teach the students to be able to do whatever, right? They have the basic languages, front ends, React, Node.js, HTML, SQL. They have the ability to be able to do front end or back end. So it is up to you what you want to do. It's not a hard, fast rule. You can only do front end, you can only do back end. That's not how we work. We're like, find your passion. If it's your passion, you're going to be really good at it. And then it's an added benefit to get a paycheck at the end of the week.
And we're also seeing in the job market definitely a change with demanding that entry level positions have a computer science degree, a CS degree. But of course, some companies, some positions are still listing that you need a CS degree in order to apply. What's sort of your recommendations for your TrueCoders students who are kind of meeting those sorts of barriers?
I tell them apply anyway. Apply anyway. It does not matter. All you need is one yes. And what's so amazing is it's not just some companies are asking for this BS degree. That's great. But our students have the actual working skill. That's the difference. And that's, as I mentioned, we have computer science students coming to our program, engineers coming to our program, because going to school is just theory. They don't actually do the work there. They're learning, oh, this is the history, and okay, that's great. But then they're I don't know how to code. We never touched it once. Oh, we may have had, 30 minutes on it. So they come to us to learn how to actually do the work, to use the languages, right? So that's the difference. I say apply anyway. Okay, what else are they looking for? Do they need C#? We have that. They need SQL. We have that. They need HTML. We have that. So if you have those other skills, apply, right? That's what I say, apply. And if there are other additional languages or things that they may be interested in, add that to your skill, learn it so that you can be a valuable asset to an organization.
And once a student at TrueCoders lands a job, like they get that job offer in, is your team helping that student with negotiation, salary negotiation, the contract, all of that?
Oh, well, if they want, yes, ma'am. So I have some, go about it themselves, but in our job prep course, I talk about that. It's important because a lot do not know, how to do that. And but this is the thing about us. We are always available. We have Discord channels, I have emails. So at any time a student can email between 8 and 5, they can email, right? Or ask a question in Discord, and then we're available. And some students are like, hey, I got an interview tomorrow. Can we do a mock interview? Yes. And I try to fit time in my schedule to be able to do that with them, right? So, those type of things, if they have questions, yes. I did have one student who had 2 opportunities, one in Chicago and one in Atlanta. And he was telling me about the offers and the pay. And I was like, okay, well, I want you to think about this. Is you have to think about the cost of living and consider that in your, deciding about if this is going to be a good fit for you. You need to look at the cost of living. You need to look at, your home, where you're going to live at, what area you want to live in, what does that cost?
Mhm.
Right? All these different things. So it's not just about, oh, I got this great job offer. Is it going to be able to support you and your family? Is it going to be sufficient? We're there for that. Any questions they have, if we can help, we're glad to do so.
I love hearing that. In your experience of being at TrueCoders, what are employers really liking about the TrueCoders students and graduates that they're hiring?
They like their eagerness and their enthusiasm,
Mm.
right? And the different backgrounds help to make them, and because you asked this question earlier about their background and putting that with the new career path. If your background is something that a company could actually use, that's going to help propel you even forward. So say you did work, in the accounting area, or you worked in banking. So if you apply with a bank doing development, that helps to propel you forward. You know what I'm saying? So your previous experience can help you in that arena if it's something that's going to be really, really beneficial to the organization. So when we have individuals with previous experience, that really helps, and they're excited about that. So employers like to see the combination of the two is going to really, really help you. But if you don't have that, that's okay too. But your enthusiasm and your willingness to learn anything, and and just staying on top of that, that's very, very important. Never stop learning. As a developer, that is your job, to become a full-time learner all the time, because constantly, development is changing, languages are changing. There's always something new, right? As long as you stay ahead of that, you're ahead of the curve, and you're going to be something that an employer really, really, really wants.
In regards to employer network, like what kinds of partners does TrueCoders have with employers right now? Are there like specific industries or big companies, smaller companies? What does that employer network look like?
Well, I have been building connections. That is what I have been doing. I am constantly building connections. I am open, and we can say this too, I am open to working with any employer who will have us. I really am. Anybody who's good and positive. We have employers, but we have students working everywhere, power companies. I just connected with someone at SpaceX. And so, I'm constant recruiters. Every day. And that's something that I try to meet with each and every student to see where they are, because I want to build connections in their city. So like we got students in Colorado, Oregon, California, all over the place. We're in Birmingham, Alabama, but our students are still getting jobs. So I am constantly building connections, looking for internships, looking for those opportunities for our students to get in the door. They're seeing our students are doing great things. So they're coming to me now, and they're asking for our people.
And for those boot camp grads from TrueCoders, is there a cutoff date for career services, or can they kind of circle back with your team post graduation at any point just for advice?
Absolutely. We have an open door policy. So basically, we're a family, and you always need family. you always got to come back home. So if any time they need to come back, you want to say you're getting a job, you don't like it, right? Or you want to do something else. You've been here a while. We're here for you. We're always here for you. Even with regards to, say you're at a job and you're doing some work and you just cannot get it, reach out to your instructor. They have that privilege to do so. And so they also have the privilege to reach out to our career services team and get help finding their next positions. And a lot of times it's just, you forgot what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You forgot. What are the steps? You know what to do. Come on, let's start it over again. You just got a little lazy. You got a little change in your pocket. You excited. Okay, it's all right. But what do you need to do? It's the process. And the process works. And as long as they do that, and then they get talking to, they need a little bit of encouragement. Oh, they're good to go.
And so we've talked a lot about like sort of the nuts and bolts of the career services curriculum at TrueCoders, but ultimately all of that work serves to get your students into tech, into that first entry level job or even a mid to senior level. So I'd love to know, like, what's your favorite student success story of someone who really benefited from the TrueCoders career services team?
I mean, I love all the stories. Let me just say that. But my ultimate favorite is my student who got hired at Google. And he is doing so well. He was working in banking, and he had been out of work for over a year. He had been living in his grandmother's basement. And he came through our program, and he attended career services. And he would always just check in with me. Hey, I said, how's it going? And yeah, it's all right, nothing much. I was like, and I said, show me your resume, share your screen with me. So when he pulled his screen up, I saw he had just purchased a brand new PlayStation 5. I was livid. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, how dare you buy a PlayStation? You don't even have a job. I was like, how much time are you spending on this play? Oh yeah, I'm like, I said, your job is to find a job. I said, you need to go back over the material, research, study, get it backwards and forwards. And then I went back over the process. What is our process for looking for work? What are the things that you need to be doing? And I made him repeat them to me. And it is so funny now that he laughs about it. He was like, if it hadn't been for you pushing me, he would still be in his mother's basement. Well, he's at a 6-figure income, and he's already gotten a promotion. Doing the work pays off, but you have to put in the effort and the energy, because he had talent, but he wasn't doing anything with it. You have to practice and perfect your craft. There are very few people that do this, but when you can do it well, you're going to get paid for that, the value you add. So that's what you have to understand. Everybody won't be able to go work at Google, but wherever you're working, you can make a good living for yourself and your family, but you have to be good at it. Don't just get the skill. You have to practice, perfect the craft. They will want you. Mm-hmm. Right? And so that's what it's all about. It's not just having the craft, it's perfecting the craft and showing people you have the craft, marketing yourself, the complete package. Mm-hmm. You can land whatever role you want, but it's up to you.
Well, that is a perfect place to wrap up this Q&A. Thank you so much for sharing your career expertise and also your enthusiasm with us today, Denise. Super energizing. TrueCoders is so lucky to have you. So we will be posting a recording and a transcript of this video interview on the Course Report blog with contact information for TrueCoders, just in case you're interested for applying to one of their upcoming cohorts. And thanks so much to all of you for watching. You can tweet at us, email us, and let us know what topic you'd like us to cover next on the Course Report blog. And in the meantime, follow Course Report on Facebook and Twitter. And if you're a bootcamp alumni, don't forget to post a review of your own coding bootcamp experience. Your review is a huge help to anyone who's thinking of getting into tech today.